Testing. That seems to be working fine. Lovely. Okay, cool. Last week, I just kind of dropped a new thing on all of you. So I thought that this week I will explain what Your Memoir actually is. Well, what I've listed it as on the description, like the bios on Instagram and the YouTube channel, is I've called it a documentary podcast on life, mental health, and creativity. I guess a vlog channel is also an apt description of it, but I don't necessarily fully want to label it as vlogs, but it's also not fully a podcast in a sense. It's going to be weekly discussions on what it says on life, mental health, and creativity. So it's basically anything that I think about that I want to discuss on that week, I'll discuss it. I didn't want to solely be a platform of like, I'm only talking about filmmaking, or I'm only talking about this, or I'm only a mental health channel. I also want this to be a place where I get guests in and discuss things, friends, whoever I think are interesting people, and talk about whatever. It won't just be like, I'm going to give you an update on my week. There'll be a specific through line, a specific point to a video. It's not just like, so on Monday I did this, on Tuesday I did this. It's the like last week was me specifically talking about making a net zero budget feature film. This week I'm specifically talking about what this channel is, and next week will be a very specific topic as well. I wanted to get back into having a rhythm, a routine of some sort of making stuff. I enjoyed the concept and the initial thing of like with Intermission Kills, where I had a schedule and I had release dates for things. But the thing with all that is that I was starting to get a little bit burnt out and tired of simply making videos like about films, of just talking about like reviewing stuff. I enjoy talking about films in general, but it's not the only thing I enjoy talking about. And I started thinking about like the online creators that I do like, and there's people like, I really enjoy watching the stuff from like Nathaniel Drew and Christiane Jones. I really like the old, like some of the old, like the circa 2017, pretty much it. It would just kind of just be chatting with a microphone, and he'd be in interesting locations and places. And I also really liked the WTF podcast by Mark Maron, where it's just him and a guest just chatting and talking. They're really high quality stuff, and they do feel very like, I don't know, of the moment. They feel like that there's nothing false about anything, and I really wanted to like make something. I was trying to think to myself, what could be like a good weekly thing to make that is authentic to me, but also not high stress. Because I also did stuff recently that I enjoy. You know, I did a video last December where I looked through, like, I was reflecting on my wishes that I wanted to do within that year on winter solstice. I'll leave the link in the description below for that video if you're interested. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that video. I've done a lot of things in the past in terms of online videos that did feel like content. And they did feel like I was trying to chase an algorithm. There's a lot of videos on the Intermission that do well. The Bruce Lee videos do really well. But I never wanted to be like, and now I'm just going to be a Bruce Lee channel. I've been bad at that in the sense of, as soon as I get like a taste of like, oh, this is getting a lot of views, I run away from it. I'm like, because it's never anything I want to do. Like, I remember back in Heel Pictures, we were doing trailer reaction videos. And then it was round about the time when just before the reaction video boom was about to happen. And we were just doing them just because it was, it was a bit of fun. And then they started getting big. Will and I did a video reacting to the Secret Life of Pets trailer. Just because at the time we were big fans of Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. And we knew they were in it. And it was just a funny thought to us that these two comedians that we liked were going to be like doing a children's animated film. So like, what is this? And then that got thousands of views, but it was so little effort. It was so low effort nonsense of like a video. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. As soon as I start like, I can't be bothered with doing this, then I start questioning if I like should continue doing it. Eric Striffler, again, someone that is a big influence on me in a lot of ways, creatively. He always has a mindset of like, if I stop enjoying it, then I'm just gonna stop. And he did, and he does that. And I've always liked everything he's done. So I've always kind of went by that, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do something until it stops being fun. Throughout the years, I've kind of thought like, well, what would I like doing? I've done these kinds of videos throughout the years of just kind of speaking what's on my mind and just articulating thoughts and going through certain topics. And I've enjoyed it. None of those get like gangbuster views, but I don't really care. So I always like, well, I'm just going to do them. Because I know from my experience, there's smaller online creators that I really like that I don't care if they got millions or billions of views. It's like, but I really enjoy their stuff. So I just think to myself, well, if I do what I'm doing and I do what I enjoy doing, there's bound to be someone out there that will also enjoy what I'm making. And it might take time, but you know what? I've got all the time in the world. I mean, I'm at a point now in life where I'm like, why not just bet on myself? I did it with the feature film. We'll see how that turns out when that's made. And right now, I'm in a place now where I'm like, why not just bet on myself with this? And speaking about betting on myself, that takes us very nicely to the topic of the Patreon. A Patreon has always been in my mind for RNQ, but it was always like a thing where like, I didn't want to just make a Patreon and then have nothing to offer. I needed to like think to myself, well, okay, if I were to have a Patreon, what would be on that? I can't just churn out Patreon exclusive films every month. That's not how creativity works. And that would become factory produced, which is everything I don't want to be. Obviously, I want to be a filmmaker, and you all know that if you watched the last episode where it's like, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. And it's always been a desire since I realized, oh, this is a job people can have. You know, I'm very much so within the freelance world of it all. But I also do want to try to make this some sort of a professional endeavor. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I went to university, to do this, so I can try to see, well, how can I make a career out of this? The Patreon page is a way of trying to step into making this a professional endeavor. And you got to start somewhere. And I'm aware that we don't have necessarily a huge audience, but also we're not unknown. RNQ isn't unknown. It's just not hugely known. So I thought, well, instead of trying to like, well, I'm just going to build an audience, I'm not losing anything just having a Patreon existing. I'd rather just establish a Patreon and then no one's on it for a good while, as opposed to like as opposed to just never have one. You can get this on YouTube for free. It's highlighted and it's quick and you could get it for free. Or if you really care about what I have to say, there's the full uncut version on Patreon. And my thinking is like £2.50 a week. That's less than like a Starbucks coffee. £2.50 a month even. That's less than a Starbucks coffee. And you'll get 4 videos, between 4 and 5 exclusive videos a month. And if people want to support us, then they can. And there's nothing, I'm not holding a gun to you. I'm not saying you only need to be able to pay to see anything that I make. You can watch stuff that I make for free. But if you want to watch more stuff, you know, you'll have, it's behind a paywall. The money that the RNQ Patreon will make will go back into RNQ projects and RNQ as a company and a brand. You won't be paying for like my lunch or, you know, you're not paying for my You're not paying for any holidays of mine. I've got a lot of project ideas in my head for RNQ in the future, and a lot of them have a bit more ambition. And what comes with a bit more ambition is the need for a bit more of a budget. If people care about it, like they really and they're able to, they can pay, they can put money into the Patreon. They'll gain stuff from it, like exclusive longer versions, full episodes of Your Memoir, and maybe some other stuff in the future. And what their money is going to is bulking out the budget for RNQ films and other projects that we may have planned. Hopefully, when we get members and when we get more people investing in us, we'll be able to make more stuff for you lot. More stuff that is worth your money and time. And everyone has lives and everyone has their own stuff that they need to pay for and all that jazz. And I'm aware of it. I want the option of a Patreon to exist for RNQ for people who may want to support. And if you don't or you can't, that's fine. As I said last week as well, hey, just if you want to, just subscribe to the YouTube channel for Your Memoir, subscribe to RNQ Films, watch our stuff. You can also join the Patreon for free, where I believe it's just like a thing to be like. Again, I'm still very new to Patreon. I'm still trying to understand. I'm still trying to like work my way around it, so bear with. But they'll probably, I don't know, there'll be posts on there as well that will be free. I want RNQ to be more than just uploading short films on YouTube. I want to, again, we made a feature film, but I also want to do some more cooler, exciting projects, which will be more clear and get announced in the future. So, yeah, that's what Your Memoir is. Thank you, everyone, for watching that video. That video that you just watched is a cut-down, highlighted version of an over half an hour version where I go into more depth discussing Your Memoir, my history of online video creation, and my ever-going battle with the autofocus. And if you want to watch that full episode, as well as last week's and future episodes of Your Memoir, you can go over to the RNQ Patreon. That is patreon.com/RNQ, where for £2.50 a month, you can get all full episodes of Your Memoir. And till next week, we'll see you later.